Hello, good evening. This is Rupinder Khurana on IHM Live Hospitality Talks. And today, for our guest, we have Mr. Tanmay Das, who is joining us all the way from Kolkata. He is the food and beverage manager at the Hyatt Raipur. Welcome to the show, Mr. Tanmay Das.
Thank you, Mr. Corona. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come here and chat with you. It's
Lovely
a
having
pleasure
you
to
on the
be here.
show. And you are in Kolkata currently. What you were talking to me was that you went down to your hometown, and then because of the lockdown, you've been in your hometown. All right. So I'm sure each one of us over here who are undergoing the same process because of the lockdown, there's a lot of things which must be going on in your head. But then we'll come to that. We'd like to start with your, journey when you decided to become a hospitality professional. So I'd like to hear from you as to what made you think of getting into hospitality.
Well, to be honest, it started when I was in class 8. Actually, my uncle and aunt are from this industry, so they used to influence me a lot. Their lifestyle, I used to see them. I have to see the way they talk to each other, the way they speak, their presentation and all. So from class 8 onwards, I was quite motivated by that. And then only I decided to join hotel management college. So it came to my mind like that way. In the
All right.
school, even I didn't get you.
Yeah, please continue. You were saying
Yeah, I
something
was
about
saying
your
that
school.
in
Yeah.
school also there was some instances when people used to mock at me and say, hey, "What hotel management you want to do?" But finally, I was lucky to do it and lucky enough to get through a college and be here for around 10 years, 11 years in the industry.
Okay. So then you took up the education, formal education in hospitality, and you joined IHM Kolkata, is what I am given to understand, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how was your journey as a student?
Well, as a student, I was not that much good in academics, but in the practicals, I was quite good. I used to get good marks, and that's the only way I could up my aggregates. Technical knowledge was important, so that's why after second year, after my training, I understood that and then started actually studying hard and working on my communication and all. And finally, in third year, it was academics wise was good. Overall,
Okay.
was
So in your, college life, I'm sure there were, competition is rife. I can understand, I have been through the same process. I am myself an alumni of IHM Kolkata, though much more earlier than your batch. I had passed out in 1994. All right, so I'm very familiar with the building and the ethos that it carries. So how was it as a student for you to, come to terms with competition, and how did you deal with it to land yourself that coveted job when every other student is competing with each other to get that management trainee position? So how did you, as a student, build up that confidence in you to enable to get yourself a good job?
throughout my college life, I would say that yes, in the college also we people were good friends, but there was competitions at any point of time, and it got increased and increased day by day. When in the initial days in first year or second year, it was quite friendly relation with all the friends and all. But once we come to third year, friendship changes, the relationship changes, people started working seriously on their careers, and that's the time when you actually started losing friends and people are more into competition and all. But yes, throughout my career, I think throughout my college life, in fact, my uncle and aunt have supported me a lot. They have guided me, and I am able to maintain that friendship with the friends and also the competition. But that was not very like verbal competitions or anything. But yes, there was competition. When you get 26 campusing at a row, then there are competitions. But it was okay. It was like quite friendly, but it was the competition never came up like you cannot see the competition in the faces or in the behavior of the friends or behavior of the students. But there was some in the mental there was competition, but it was not major something major that has affected us or affected anyone from like that.
Right. So you mentioned that you started your career with one of the most premium hotels in Kolkata, the Hyatt Regency. at Kolkata. So if you can tell us about your journey in Hyatt Regency Kolkata, where you have spent a considerable number of years.
Well, I started as an associate there. I was not lucky enough to get an MT or a like corporate leadership training in like Hyatt or TMTP, HMPs and WMIs. I joined as an associate, and initial days I got through there was some exam which we used to have in the induction time, and according to your marks you are given your restaurants. That was from FNB. So according to that, we are given the restaurant, allocated a restaurant. I was lucky to get an Italian restaurant at the time. That was La Cucina. So I was lucky enough that in the first 1 year I was able to learn from my seniors a lot, because the seniors over there that point of time was very helpful. The managers over there were very helpful. So they helped me to groom myself, and within 1 year, 8 months, I think I got promoted as a team leader. And then after around few days, a few more years, by 4.5 years, I was an assistant manager, and then became a restaurant manager. And then last November, I got transferred to Hyatt Raipur as a F&B manager.
Through your journey, do you recall any such moments where you feel that those were the turning points which made you what you are today?
Yes, there was a day like it. It was I still remember it was 14th November 2009, when there was like an incident, and from the restaurant, like there was a day I was asked to do some work and I was unable to do. There was an exam. Those days were days when in the restaurants, we used to get lots of examinations was there, trainings was there, a lot of things was there, and I failed miserably. It was an Italian restaurant, and those terms and the wine names was not that familiar to me, because as I told you, I was not that much good in academics in the college. So that was the day I was given a 7-day time. By the 7th day, if I could not perform, I would be transferred to some coffee shop or some banquet. So that scared me. And those 7 days from 14th November to 21st November was a time when I was given a leave to study. And those 7 days, by those 7 days, I felt that was an insult to me, that I was given a leave to study. So I told my manager that no, I will join my shift. I will do my shift and I will study also. And I learned the bar book, I learned the closing, and by 7 days on 21st, there was another exam in that I got a good marks, and then finally I was told that okay, you be in the restaurant, you be in La Cucina, you don't have to get transferred to banquets. And then the best thing was that by the next around 1 year and 2 months total, which was around 1 year and 8 months, I got promoted as a team leader, and that was the fastest promotion of that time. So that 7 days was 7 days which I will never forget in my life. So that was
Definitely a very,
turning point of my career.
I
And
agree.
that set the base.
I agree. Sometimes, like there are moments in life which teach you a lot. And I'm sure, failing an examination is one of those moments when people, get a hard knock and that wakes them up, and that tells them, okay, that, this is also important, that when you are dealing with, a career where you need to perform every day, you really need to be up, in your game, and you have to get going sometimes. So I think that incident definitely must have changed you. And from there, I'm sure your journey's been, going from success to success. So any role models in your life that you look up to?
It was like a stage by stage. There was lots of role models. Initial days, my uncle and was my role model. Then while I entered the hotel, there were different managers was there, different team leaders who was guided me a lot. Then presently, as we were speaking about, Mr. Harkan Singh is my role model for the last few years. The way he has guided me and all, that was tremendous and helped me a lot in my future. I hope it will help me in my future also in grooming myself into a better position from now onwards.
So your journey is almost 10, 11 years in the industry. And
11 years in
yeah,
this August it will be 11
2009.
years.
And so this year you're completing 11 years, right? So you've been sort of you've seen through your career last 10, 11 years, a lot of changes happening in the industry, and a lot of, specifically if I'm to talk in your area of expertise, which is the food and beverage, there are a lot of changes which are coming in, a lot of new trends which are coming in, and a lot more new trends are going to come up, all right, because of the new world order which is going to come in post COVID. All right. So what are the trends according to you which are going to be here to stay? And what changes are you anticipating as a food and beverage manager to be taking place, and things which will, turn everything upside down in the future to come?
Uh, till I'd said from till 2010, 14 or 15, it was the standards which was the main criteria for F&B. You have to maintain the standards every time. Maintaining standard means service sequence and all those things, classical things. From 2015 onwards, things has changed. Then it became it's a personal touch. How good rapport you can make with the guest, how good you are speaking to the guest, how good you are interacting with the guest. Those things were prioritized in this F&B industry, F&B world. How good you can make a relationship with the guest, like those things. How
So
can you?
do you have any incidents that you can share about, such incidents where you have, communicated with a guest and that's made the difference?
There are
Any
lots.
incidents that you can recall?
This particular incident, but there are lots.
Okay.
Like the way I was saying that from now onwards, like from the 8th we are opening the hotels. From 8th onwards, it will be hygiene will be the first criteria. It will be the soul and whole thing will be hygiene. Hygiene will be the most important thing in the F&B industry. So these are 3 changes I have seen till now. Let's see how many changes.
Okay. So what kind of changes in food and beverage service will you be seeing post the reopening, which is going to be happening on the 8th?
So first, what we are discussing over the phone, and we are having this Zoom meetings and all with the team. The first is in the restaurants. What we are doing, the setup is getting changed. We are doing like table setup of around 6 feet. There will be a difference between 6 feet among 2 tables, and like we are trying to sanitize each and every set of tables every time the guest dines in. Like before, we used to take lots of bookings, and now the bookings will be reduced, but the standard of hygiene should be maintained. The higher level, like in the room service also, we are starting with contactless room delivery service, where we won't be serving the food inside the room. We will be entering the room. We'll be giving it outside the room. And also we are going out with the menu thing. We'll be having a QR code for the menu in the restaurants and even in the rooms for the room service dining experience. So those things will be changed. We are much more into QR codes for the payments, also online payments, be it online payments or for the banqueting, it's online payments also. Then in the room service, it's QR code like payments and URL payments and all. We are trying to do all those things. So the main criteria will be the minimum contact with the guest. That will be the main.
Okay. Right. So, Mr. Das, like there are, many people who are thinking of, getting into food and beverage service and hospitality industry as such. There are people who are watching currently and who will be watching. There are many of them who are making up their mind, whether they should be getting into hospitality industry, and some of them are already in. They are studying at present. So they would be keen to know from you as to what kind of attributes you feel are best developed right now so that they can be a success in the future.
The first criteria I would say is the confidence. The more you gain confidence, the more better performance you can give to the hotel or be any sector. Not any sector is not only hotel. So in whatever sector you join, it's the confidence that you need to have. You should be what you are. You don't have to pretend that you are this and like that. You should be what you are, act what you are, so that you can give your best.
Right.
These things are the main thing, and of course, knowledge is always important. It's not that technical knowledge is always important, but the knowledge of the product, what you are working. It's because now hospitality industry is not only hotels, not only 5-star hotel, restaurants, banqueting. It's a retail food chain. It's like the specialty restaurants. So many specialty restaurants open up. Cruise liners, there are airlines and all. So there is a huge scope now, huge scope for the hospitality industry. Students of hospitality.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Tanmay Das, for taking time out. It was lovely chatting with you. All right. And we wish you all the best because you would be resuming your duties very soon. 8th of June is when your hotel reopens to the new normal. All right. Wish you all the best for that. And thank you so much for taking time out and being on the show today.
It was a pleasure talking to you as well.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.